So continuing on the DPO series, let's talk today about monitoring compliance and handling the breaches and incidents that happen with respect to the employee data. Another very important aspect, right? Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see new content on data privacy. And as I said, let's talk about what happens when you have to monitor compliance and what happens when there's a breach or an incident within the organization. Are these really important? Is it important to monitor compliance? Well, it is. Like for any other compliance, and again I would say like for any other compliance, it is important to monitor the privacy compliance as well. And because any breach in privacy or personal data of any of your employees can cause him harm, therefore it becomes even more important to monitor the compliance and avoid incidents and breaches as much as possible, and therefore also taking care of breaches in such a fast and secure way that the impact of breach is as minimum as possible. So, just drafting policies, making policies is not good enough. You need to go beyond that. Ongoing compliance needs to be monitored. You have to be very sure about whether you are meeting the compliance or not. There could be gaps. How would the gaps come in a system? Employees' behavior, mishandling, deliberate, not happy with a colleague, breaching or leaking some information, outdated tools. I mean, it's not just Word, Excel, but any HRMS or any other tool outdated, and there's a vulnerability that comes in, it becomes easier for hackers to hack. And ever evolving processes. The rule changed and didn't get implemented. So there is a possibility of a risk or a gap. So proactive monitoring is very much required. And periodic audits of your privacy aspects processes is very critical even when you are using the or handling the employee's personal data. You can't protect anything that you don't even monitor, because if you don't monitor, it is out of your sight, right? So how do you improve on it? How do you protect it? So in a DPO's monitoring toolkit, there has to be an internal privacy audit across all departments, right? Now again you would say you're talking of employee data, it's only HR. No, employees' performance is known to department people, mostly the manager and the manager's manager. Sometimes or occasionally or rarely a colleague. For example, a salesperson's performance might be known to his manager and manager's manager. I'm talking of the individual's performance. But if he is assisted by people in his team, like he has a telecaller dedicated to him or a sales admin dedicated to him, then they also know what the performance is all about. What is going, is he going to meet his targets or not, both from the terms of sales as well as from the terms of profit margins. So you should regularly audit, scheduled audits. How is the data being handled? Right? Talking of the sales performance itself, whatever sales report gets leaked. Right? Schedule drills, conduct random drills also. Make sure that the employee data is in the right access controls. So performance report that the sales admin is creating for one junior should be with that sales admin only. Right? Make sure that you are logging all the access that is done in any of the employees' data. Again, is any other sales admin not associated with this salesman able to access the data? So I'm deliberately talking of non-HR examples here. Employee surveillance practice versus what are the privacy expectations? Is privacy expecting surveillance? No. So why is surveillance being done? Okay, there is a reason. Customer demand, security. Fine, perfect. Do they have policies? Do they follow the right practices? For security, you are doing surveillance. Are the videos being recorded and protected properly? And what about third-party vendors who process your payrolls, whose HRMS tool you are using? What about them, right? The toolkit for DPO should include the checklists, the trackers, and the dashboards for monitoring compliance. Incident management planning. A DPO must ensure that there's a very clear incident management protocol. No gaps, very clear. Employee training should be done on incident reporting. The employee should know what to do when he sees an incident and how to handle it. There should be a predefined incident response team who would have an access to these things, a documented breach response workflow, a workflow that talks starting from the point of reporting to the of the breach to the investigation done for it and to finally the remediation done for a breach, and a complete internal grievance wrestle mechanism. There could be internal grievances, right? People may not be liking or finding it good for their data to be breached. A delayed response in terms of breach could turn a small breach into a very large disaster. So you need to be very, very careful. When I say small breach to a large disaster, well, if the misuse happens in between, for example, a credit card, right? You came to know about the breach, inform the employee immediately, calls up the banker and gets the card blocked. But if that process takes 4 hours and by the time someone else uses his card, it's done, gone. What are some of the examples of internal breaches? Emails sent to wrong employees and emails that contain personal data, attachments. A payroll person creates a complete Excel sheet with the transferable amount, IFSC code, bank account number, everything, and without encrypting, he sends that sheet to a wrong person. So the complete financial personal information goes to the wrong person. That's a breach. You can call this as an incident. You would probably say that knowing someone's IFSC code and account number would at least not put in a financial harm. Agreed. But it's a incident, it's a breach actually. You should have encrypted the file, you should have kept it secure, maybe saved it password protected and informed the password to the recipient separately. HR folder has wrong access. Wrong people can access it. The HR guy shares his passwords. And the laptop, if lost, or a USB lost, has employees' personal data, becomes a problem for the entire organization. These are some of the examples of internal breaches that can happen with the employees' data. So you need to be careful. So that's about monitoring compliance and handling breaches with the respect to employee data. I hope you like the content of the video. Please press the bell and the like icon, subscribe to my channel and share your feedback in the comment section. We are going to talk about third-party vendor management with respect to employees' data in our next video tomorrow. Thank you.